for tat. Soon as they forget, it's a rap. You ain't built like me to take the heat. I done took the turn from every man. I ain't saving face, this is fake. I ain't saving space for the fake. You can place the blame on the fake. For the games you can't recreate. I know an emotional to overtake.
It's time for Stadium 5, 4, 3.
So dear friends, welcome back to Qigong Meditation channel again.
Today, I'm going to go over my exact uploading process and settings I use that have helped me go on to get videos like this, almost 4 million views, this one 2 million views, this one 3 million views, this one 1.9 million views. You get the idea. Now I've got the social proof out of the way. Let me just show you exactly what we do step by step in depth and make the best YouTube video uploading tutorial on the internet. So first thing you're going to do to upload your video is come to YouTube. Obviously you need to be signed in, hit this button, hit upload a video. Pretty straightforward. I have already done that and you can see I have a video being uploaded or has uploaded right here. The first thing we're going to look at is the title. Now we're going to get on to some of the more advanced settings and cool fun stuff later, but we need to spend some time on the title here because the title is incredibly important for a number of reasons. First myth I want to bust. There have been people around here saying that the file name of your video, which is often reflected in the title, impacts your SEO and how well your video ranks. That is a complete lie. Ignore anyone who says that. But what does matter to SEO is your video title itself. So if you want to rank your video in search, getting this right is the most impactful thing you can do. The thing is though, not every video is designed to get the majority of its views from YouTube search. So let me give you an example. Let's go this video that I showed you earlier. This is a video where I say, I bought 5 million YouTube views, here's what happened. Now, when you think about this video's got 2 million people to watch it, but not many of those people are probably going to YouTube search and typing in, I bought 5 million views, blah, blah, blah. So instead, most people probably would have found this on their YouTube homepage or in their next up. And as you can see here, if I go into traffic sources, you can see that this is correct, right? Only 5% of my viewers actually came from YouTube search. So why does this matter? Well, it means that if your video is the kind of thing that's not going to be found through YouTube search. That's something like I bought 5 million views, or I discovered this crazy challenge, or whatever it is, something that people probably aren't going to be searching for. You don't need to worry about including any keywords or SEO stuff here. Just focus on making this title as clickable as possible. The more clickable it is, the more likely it is the algorithm is going to promote that video to viewers on the homepage, on recommended, and your video is going to get a lot of views. However, if your video is the kind of video that is likely for people to search for it. So tutorial videos are a good example of this, like how to change a light bulb, for instance. In those sort of instances, it's very important that you get keywords right, because otherwise your video is not going to show up. And the reason I'm telling you all this here is creating the right title that's going to get you the most amount of views really depends on the type of video you're posting. And you need to evaluate your video, figure out which of the two buckets I've just mentioned it best fits in, and then write your title accordingly. I might turn gain into get because I'm a dumb Australian who doesn't like long fancy words. Then I might come over here and type get analytics access to a Marcus. I don't promote anything. I don't have a product or sponsor or whatever. That's fine. People to stick around for the video. All right, so is to see them, and I have to scroll all the way down here to see these videos. But two, it means that if people get to the end of your video, now they're going to just automatically be loaded up another one of your videos, and then another one, and then another one, which is going to hopefully help you get multiple views off the same viewer. So I'm going to put that there. Next, what I like to do is I like to have this videos to watch next section, and I have a couple of different videos that are related to the topic of the video I'm posting with links to them, again, to try and get people to watch multiple of my videos. And what you'll notice here, if you look at these links carefully, you'll see that these look like the link I just showed you. And that's because these are also playlist links. So if I copy this and I chuck this into YouTube, you'll see that it loads up this video, but it loads it up again inside of a playlist. Now down below, what I like to do now is have another section for calls to action. Again, I use emojis here because I want to draw people's attention to these calls to action. This is exactly the same as the call to action that's up here. I just changed the wording of it. So if people don't click up here, I have another shot of getting them to click down here. So what I would do is I could just like copy something like this. Instead of doing want to watch me buy 5 million views, I could just do something like I spent $80,000 buying views, watch what happened here, which is actually true, by the way. And again, I'm just going to promote the exact same thing. So now I've got the opportunity to try and get people to do this thing. And then below that, I'm just going to have any other calls to action that I want to promote. So this could be maybe your social media. For me, it's an email list. I highly recommend people promote. 3 of your thumbnail variations are actually good quality. All right, if we continue down, we now are at the playlists section. Here, you can just click in here and just select all playlists that are relevant to your video and just hit done. Coming down further, we are at the copper section. This is where you have to designate whether your video is made for kids or made not for kids. The way you want to think about this here is think about, is your video made specifically for kids? So think about something like Peppa Pig, right? The TV show. That TV show is made specifically for kids. So if you're uploading videos like that, then yes, the video is made for kids. On the other hand, if you're uploading videos that are akin to, say, Marvel movies, right? Marvel movies aren't made for kids, even though kids enjoy watching them. And if your video content allows for you to do this genuinely, selecting no is usually the option you want because it's going to give you a whole bunch of extra features that would be unavailable if you said your video is made for kids. All right, continuing on, age restriction. If your video is very explicit, then yes, you can restrict it to viewers over the age of 18. Most of the time, you don't have to worry about this. Also, video game violence and stuff doesn't really count. So I had gaming channels, for example, for 5 years, lots of killing and death and stuff like that, and I never had to restrict my video to over 18s, and I never had any problems. So continuing on, paid promotion. If you have sponsors or brand deals, you're supposed to check this box legally. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't check this box, but I will say that a lot of big creators, and you guys have probably noticed this, don't check this box even when they are promoting things. So like, if you get this one wrong, it's probably not going to matter, but I guess you should try and be genuine about this. Now, if you do check this box, it's going to show a little banner at the beginning of your video that says this video includes paid promotion or something like that. Now, next we have YouTube's AI section. So basically, if you've created AI, really great idea, turning on allowing automatic chapters and key moments. I hate it because YouTube's AI often gets it wrong. So I would turn it off if you want to add those sections or segments to your video, which as you've probably seen from my uploading process here, I don't think it's necessary. There are times where you might say 0.1, it goes 0, 50, 0.2, 150, 0.3, etc., etc. You don't have to have these spaces. I just added them in for some reason. And that'll make those chapters appear inside of your video. Now, an important thing to note, if you are doing chapters, the timestamp where that chapter ends. So let's say it's 0:20, then type the name and just skip to the next interesting part of your video. All right, going back down, continuing on. Allow automatic places. We don't want YouTube to dox us, so let's take that off. Next, automatic concepts. Turn that off. You don't want that. Next, we have 20 or 30 seconds to do this, and I don't think you should want to embed my video into their website. It's free marketing, free views for me. Of course, you can do that. And the next one, so for this video, I might just go like education. This is going to be like a how-to video. isn't part of any academic system, so I'm just going to go none. And here I would just type in whatever it is I help my viewers with. All right, continuing on, comments and ratings. I like to allow comments to be on. For comment moderation, I like to have it at basic as well. If you get a lot of hate comments and you can't handle them, you could put it at strict or hold all, and that will only allow comments to get approved to be published to your video. Basic's pretty good in my experience. And last, you can choose how you want to sort your comments by. Always leave this at top because that's how most videos on YouTube are sorted. And of course, you want to allow people to see how many people liked the video. Otherwise, people will think you're weird and you're hiding something. So now we've done all of that stuff, we can just hit next. If your channel is monetized, you can come here and click on, which will mean that your video is going to show ads. Now, if your video is over 8 minutes in length, you can actually insert mid-roll ads into your videos. So there's going to be ads that play not just at the beginning of your video, but during your video. But if you're at the point where you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which is how many you need to monetize, you probably already know how to do that. So I'm just going to keep going. Cool. Next is ad suitability. So basically, you just want to go through this questionnaire and just answer all of these questions as accurately as you can. So I might just have YouTube do it because it's pretty good. Next, you can click on add an end screen. Whether or not you have any copy. I like to come to choose a specific video and then choose the specific video that I am promoting in my outro for obvious reasons. So once you've done all of that, you can just hit save. And the last thing is cards. Basically, cards will show this little like icon at the top right hand corner of the video, but not many people click on or use cards nowadays. So vast majority of people, I don't think you need to use them. So we're just going to hit next here. Now it's going to show us a screen to see if we have any copyright issues in our video. So for me, I'm all good because this video has no copyright issues. So we're going to hit next. So what you're going to want to do is first save your video to unlisted. Now, when you upload it to unlisted, it means no one will be able to see it unless you directly send them a link to the video. Let it sit for an hour or so while it publishes the HD version of your video. Because if you just upload your video right away to public, the video might have only processed to standard definition. So when people watch it, it's not going to look very good. Also, YouTube might not have checked whether or not you have any copyright violations yet in your video, because also that can take some time sometimes. So you might find that you upload a video, you post it, and YouTube's like, hey, this video has copyright issues. And at that point, you've posted it and it's too late. So upload it to unlisted until all of your copyright checks and your high definition version of your video is processed. Mine, you can see it already has down here from these icons, but a lot of longer videos might take some more time. Now, what I personally like to do is come down to schedule, and I like to schedule the video to go live at my peak time. So when most of my viewers are active. So that vidIQ extension I told you about that I've got installed tells me that my best times to post are between 12 and 2 a.m. So I could just select whatever day I want my video to go live on, and then I would select 12 a.m. so that it goes live at the beginning of my peak time. Now, if you don't have vidIQ installed, something you can do is you go to your YouTube channel, you go to YouTube Studio, then you're going to go to your analytics, then you're going to come to audience, the audience tab. And if you scroll down, you should see this little thing here, and it's going to tell you when your viewers are online. So if I hover over these boxes, the lighter purple you see, the more viewers are online. So these dark purple sections, it means not many of my viewers are online. If I hover over this, you can see that. But if I hover over these sections, for example, like from 12 to like 2, 3, 4 a.m., that's when the majority of my viewers are, which is what vidIQ just told me, right? I should be posting around like 12 a.m. But quick thing, bear in mind, if you have a really small channel and you don't have much data, unfortunately, this section of your analytics is not going to show up. In saying all of that though, don't worry too much about publish time. A lot of people make a big deal about what's the perfect time to publish that to get more views. It really doesn't make that big of a difference. But coming back to actually publishing our video, you might see this option down here, set as Premiere. What this will do, if you select this and you hit set up Premiere, you can select like a countdown timer that might look something like this, and you can choose what you want the length of the countdown timer to be. So you can actually make a trailer for your video that people can watch before your video goes live at the scheduled date. And you can also add redirects, which would allow you to sort of like stitch together multiple live streams or live events. I never use this. But anyway, if you're creating a really big, massive, exciting video, I like to set it as a premiere to try and sort of build a bit of extra hype within your audience. If you don't really have an audience at the moment, then setting it as a premiere doesn't really matter. But I would say try not to do too many premieres, because if every single one of your videos is a premiere and you're uploading frequently, then eventually when you do premiere a video, people are just going to be like, well, he always premieres. Like, it's not really that special. So I try and be selective with this. So when people see me publish a video as a premiere, they're like, oh, this one's special. And so if you hit that, your video is going to show up as scheduled like this, which will sort of build hype for when the video is supposed to go live. And when the video does go live, there's going to be like a live stream chat where viewers can interact, and you can interact with your viewers while everyone's watching it for the first time and cool stuff like that. And now all of this has been done, you just hit schedule, close this out, and you can see that the video has been scheduled like so. And if I go to my channel really quick, I need to do this really quick because I need to delete this premiere because it's going to make my channel look stupid. Let's load it up. If I go to my home page, Here, you can see it right here. So you can see upcoming licks. Then you're going to come to audience, the audience tab. And if you scroll down, you should see this little thing here. And it's going to tell you when your viewers are online. So if I hover over these boxes, the lighter purple you see, the more viewers are online. So these dark purple sections, it means not many of my viewers are online. If I hover over this, you can see that. But if I hover over these sections, for example, like from 12,
If you are not behind reality, you are behind your own expectations. Not because your goals are wrong, but because your timeline was borrowed from others, measured by illusions, not by law. And now you sit in silence, judging your progress by shadows that were never yours. But hear me, this is the hour you must stop, because every day you compare, you delay. Every day you say, I should be further, you kill the very strength that would have carried you forward. You are not behind in life. You are simply overdue for obedience, and once you obey the right voice, everything will begin to shift. You must understand what is at stake. This is not just your frustration. It is your family's future. Your children will not inherit what you intended. They will inherit what you tolerated. If you delay, they will pay. If you drift, they will suffer. If you excuse yourself, they will carry your regret. But if you listen now, truly listen, and obey the instruction in this speech, everything changes. Your family will be protected. Your finances will rise. Your children will witness a man who finishes what he begins. And your house will be built on faith, not fear. Because every idea you hear in the next hour has power. But you must choose what to do with it. You can reject it. You can dismiss it, or you can examine it. And if it will benefit you, you must act on it. Whether it feels familiar or not, stop asking. Does this sound like what I already believe? That is not the question. The only question is, will this idea improve my life? If yes, implement it immediately, because delay is betrayal. And the man who delays the truth invites defeat. If you do not listen with full attention, you may stay trapped another year. But if you let these ideas pass into your mind and act upon them with decision, you will never again feel behind. You will be ahead of your former self, and that is all that matters. Now listen like your life depends on it, because it does. Listen like your children depend on it, because they do. Listen with the intent to transform, and let this be the last day you ever apologize to yourself for where you are. Let us begin. Introduction. The clock is lying to you, so you believe you're behind. Behind what? Behind whom? I say you are behind nothing but your own imagination. The world did not vote you late. There is no universal clock keeping score. There is only the rhythm of your mind, and that rhythm can change the hour at once. The moment you choose definiteness, the clock obeys you. What men call late, infinite intelligence calls unready. The universe does not reward you for moving on time. It rewards you for moving with faith. The only timeline that matters is the one written in decision, backed by belief, and made real through immediate action. The world has taught you to compare, to measure your progress by numbers, by birthdays, by titles, by other men's illusions. But let me tell you plainly, comparison is the thief of faith. You were not born to match a man. You were born to master your own direction. Every man has an hour where his mind awakens. That hour may come at 16. It may come at 60. But when it comes, that is when life truly begins. Not before, not by luck, but the moment you say, this is the direction I shall go, and I shall not turn back. You are not late. You are idle. The minutes have not betrayed you. The years have not cursed you. You simply have not chosen, clearly, emotionally, and persistently. And because you have not commanded your purpose, time has not revealed your reward. It is not time you lack. It is motion. It is intention. It is faith mixed with decision and decision mixed with action. And I say again, the world does not obey age. It obeys definiteness. Set your foot on your path, and everything that seemed late will arrive right on schedule. Consider my own journey. I was not born a writer. I did not begin with clarity. I wandered. I doubted. I waited. For years I walked through delay and obscurity, but the day I accepted Andrew Carnegie's challenge to devote my life to organizing the philosophy of success, I began to command time. And to command time. And to command time. It took me over 20 years to refine the laws of success, and still I battled doubt. I struggled financially. I lived in the shadows, but I tell you, every step, every delay, every detour, it was the price of preparation. And preparation is never wasted when it is moved by purpose. You must understand the law. When the mind is definite, the universe reorganizes. When thought is sustained by purpose, time must yield. You create your moment. You choose your beginning. You determine when life will start to reward you. And that power lies in thought backed by belief. The only force that makes you feel behind is drift. Drift is the silent current that pulls men away from their purpose. Drift looks like delay, looks like indecision. It feels like stagnation. But it is not time that has failed you. It is your refusal to plant a definite command in your mind. In Outwitting the Devil, I explained that drift is the devil's most potent weapon. It feeds on comparison, on fear of criticism, on false timelines, and on the belief that purpose must arrive when the world approves. But the truth is, you stop drifting the day you begin deciding. You may not have chosen the years that have passed, but you can choose the hour that begins now. And this hour, if filled with purpose, can redeem the years that felt lost. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are simply standing still until this moment. Write this upon your mind. I am not late. I am deciding now. Definiteness I create on time. My hour is chosen by my mind, not by the world. These are not affirmations for inspiration. They are mental commands. And if you repeat them daily with intensity, with emotion, with faith, they will become the new rhythm of your life. And that rhythm will bring you into harmony with everything you once thought was too late. Do not argue with the clock. Command it. Do not debate with time. Transcend it. You were not born to be governed by seconds. You were born to direct them. And you do this not by effort alone, but by clarity of aim, mixed with belief, enforced by action. You will see other men who seem ahead. Let them run. You are not racing against them. You are racing against your own drift. You are defeating your own hesitation. And if you win that battle, you will never again feel behind. Let the clock say what it will. Let the world declare its calendar. But let your mind say, this is the moment I begin. That moment is today. That hour is now. And your reward will match the definiteness with which you command it. Now shall we continue? Let the next part begin, for your future is already waiting for your decision. Part 1. No one is coming to rescue you. You wait for a hand. You wait for someone to call your name. You wait for permission. But I tell you now, no one is coming. Not because they do not care, but because it is not their role. The laws of success were not built for handouts. They were built for the man who awakens himself. Every man must arrive at the hour when he ceases to blame, ceases to expect, and ceases to ask, why not me? He begins instead to say, if it is to be, it is up to me. And that moment, though silent, is thunderous, because when a man takes full responsibility, the law begins to serve him. You believe you need saving, but you do not need saving. You need awareness. You need to see that the ladder you keep waiting to be lowered from the sky was always beneath your feet. And you climb it not with hope, but with habit. No title, no family, no friend, no employer, no system owes you success. Success does not care who your father was. It does not ask where you came from. It looks only for one thing: the man who has built within himself the capacity to receive it. I tell you this with absolute certainty. No one will do your becoming for you. No man will wake up your mind. No man will shape your belief. No man will persist in your place. The tools have been placed before you, and now you must use them. Let me remind you of the great Abraham Lincoln, raised in obscurity, mocked for his manner, defeated in elections time and again. He had every reason to fold, but no rescuer appeared. He became his own. He decided, if the cause is mine, the decision is mine also. Think of Edison. He did not wait for science to agree. He did not beg the professors to validate him. He dared to light the world through unreasoned belief. And it was only when he moved without applause, without rescue, without evidence, that the results began to obey him. The world celebrates results, but it forgets the roots. Those roots are built through personal initiative. It is one of the greatest principles in the law of success. The man who begins, who solves, who pushes, who starts even without perfect plans, he becomes the magnet of opportunity. Your redemption, your comeback, your rise is not found in rescue. It is found in initiative. You must say aloud, "This day I begin." And that declaration must be made each morning until your actions become too powerful to be ignored. Let it be known, the only one who can stop my delay is me, not the job, not the town, not the past, not the family, not the economy, not the missed opportunity, only you. And the moment you accept this truth, you cease to beg. You begin to build. Yes, temporary defeat may have come. I know it well. I have tasted it. I have walked it. I have feared it. But hear me when I tell you, temporary defeat is not permanent failure. It is merely life asking, "Are you sure?" And if your answer is yes, you must rise again. There is no honor in waiting. There is no reward for indecision. The universe has given you one supreme gift, and it is through your mind, through your thought, through your daily mental command that you rescue your own future. Stop waiting to be invited. Invite yourself. Stop waiting for reassurance. Reassure yourself. Speak aloud the words that will form your new rhythm. I do not drift. I command my direction. I obey my purpose. There is a voice inside of you that has been whispering, "More is possible." But you have drowned it with noise. You have postponed it with comfort. You have told it to wait until the world notices. But the world will notice only after you decide to never wait again. Let us be clear. The only delay you suffer from is internal. You are not behind the man beside you. You are behind the man within you. And that man is waiting for your permission to emerge. So here is the command. This day I begin. Say it until it replaces your doubt. Say it until it makes you rise without hesitation. Say it until your actions match your desires and your life begins to obey your instruction. No one will choose for you. But the moment you choose for yourself, the entire law of success begins to bend in your direction. Why? Because life does not reward wishes. It rewards definiteness. And that definiteness starts not with luck, but with your first personal decision to act. So stand up, begin, no more waiting, no more whispers, say it aloud again. This day I begin. This day I reject excuses. This day I stop waiting for someone else to make me who I am. Because the man who is behind in life only needs one day of obedience to begin catching up. And that day is today. Part 2. Delay is a seed, not a curse. Most men believe delay is failure, but delay is not rejection. It is refinement. It is preparation. It is the classroom of those chosen to carry weight. Life does not withhold from you to hurt you. It withholds to prepare you to hold what you once could not bear. What you call wasted time was not waste at all. It was spiritual soil. You were being rooted, not ruined, and the deeper the root, the greater the structure. Delay is not punishment. It is permission to become stronger than your former self. Think of the seed. It does not sprout on command. It does not care for deadlines or compares for the soil to warm. It waits for the light to reach it. And then, without apology, it breaks open. So must you. Your delay is not death, it is dormancy. In Outwitting the Devil, I taught that with every adversity there comes the seed of an equal or greater benefit. But few see the seed because they curse the soil. They pray for the bloom without blessing the darkness. They want fruit without fire. But listen to me now. Delay is not the enemy. Indecision is. Delay will feed you if you prepare through it. Delay will build you if you believe through it. Delay will reveal the way, but only if you use it to strengthen your definiteness, not abandon it. Look at the life of Colonel Sanders. He began building his empire past the age of 60. He had been ignored, passed over, dismissed, but he used delay as his anvil. And when he moved with power that only time could give. Or consider Rockefeller. Quiet, slow, methodical. He did not rush. He did not panic. He used time like a weapon. While others chased noise, he prepared silently. And when the moment came, he was ready because he had not resisted the season of delay. You think you're late? You're not late. You are arriving. You are awakening. The waiting season was not a curse. It was your calling, disguised in silence. And now that you know it, you can stop complaining about it and start commanding through it. Say this with me now. Delay is preparation misnamed. What seemed like waiting was becoming. Every moment unseen was feeding my root. If the world had given you everything you wanted when you wanted it, you would have been crushed. You would have wasted it. You would have drifted from purpose and called it success. But God delayed you to develop you. And now the question is this: what will you do with what you've learned in the quiet? Will you waste it by retreating into shame, or will you use it as fuel and rise with a deeper fire than ever before? Because the man who rises from delay is a different kind of man. He does not panic. He does not chase. He walks. He moves. He builds with awareness. He does not beg for the fruit. He commands it with his preparation. You are not cursed. You are called. You are not punished. You are planted. And now you must emerge, not with doubt, but with dominion, not with apology, but with authority. Write this in your heart. Delay did not deny me. It defined me. I am not behind. I was becoming. And now that I know the truth, I rise. From this day forward, you do not complain about lost time. You redeem it. You use it. You draw from it. You let it feed your next move with power. Because delay does not destroy the prepared. It equips him. And now that you are prepared, the season has shifted. The door has opened. The world is watching. And you must walk forward like a man who knows that every minute built him for this. Part 3. Burning desire can still be ignited. You believe the fire is gone. You believe your time passed. That the spark you once felt has been smothered by delay, by duty, by discouragement. But I tell you this, desire does not die of time. It only dies of indecision. And if you choose now, you can ignite it again. Burning desire is not a gift of youth. It is not a byproduct of energy or chance. It is the product of thought, of will, of decision. It can be kindled in a young man, yes, but it burns brightest in the man who has tasted what failure costs and who refuses to leave the world as he found it. If you say, "It's too late for me," what you really mean is, "I have chosen to let go of my desire." But the truth is, you never had to let go. You only had to aim it again, fan it again, and if necessary, set fire to the old excuses that told you you couldn't. Go back to the first principle of Think and Grow Rich. Not faith, Not planning, not action, desire. I wrote that. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. Not luck, not timing, desire. And if you still want it, even if quietly, you are not finished. You do not need a calendar to validate your dream. You need decision. A man may waste 20 years and redeem them in a single act of burning clarity. If your fire feels small, it is because you stopped feeding it. Start again, speak again, move again, fan it again. Let me remind you of Edwin C. Barnes. He was not rich, he had no credentials, but he made one decision. I will become the business partner of Thomas Edison. And he said it not with logic, but with fire. He repeated it, he wrote it, he acted on it, and it became so. You may have doubted your fire because the world ignored it. But the world does not give permission to desire. It tests it. And only the man who refuses to quit, whose desire becomes a command, is allowed to make it real. If your fire is weak, speak louder. If your dream feels distant, step closer. If your past mocked your effort, let your future answer back. Because desire was not designed to be a wish. It was designed to be a weapon. Here is what I command you to do today. Write your definite chief aim. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Write it in present tense. Describe your desired outcome. Attach a deadline. Write what you will give in return. Read it aloud twice daily, every morning, every night, until it burns. Burning desire is fed by repetition. That is how the subconscious accepts it. And once it accepts it, it builds the blueprint to make it real, not by magic, not by chance, but by faith-backed action. You say you're tired? Good. Use it. You say you've been waiting? Then stop. You say you're older now? Even better. You have seen what you do not want. Now focus your entire force upon what you do and burn everything else to the ground. Say these words aloud now. Say them with force. I do not need time. I need fire. My desire is not old. It is eternal. The world bows to a man on fire. You have been afraid of wanting too much, afraid that wanting more will only hurt you again. But the truth is, not wanting is the greater pain. A man who does not want nothing has nothing. But the man whose desire is definite becomes magnetic. Stop waiting for emotion. Stop waiting to feel ready. Desire is not a feeling, it is a choice. You either permit it or suppress it. And now that you know this, you are responsible for what happens next. You have not missed your chance. You have only missed your decision. And decision, when mixed with desire, becomes power. And that power builds wealth, influence, freedom, peace, and legacy. Everything you truly want. So now I ask you, will you write your chief aim? Will you repeat it daily? Will you act on it regardless of fear? Will you reject the belief that it's too late and replace it with, it's finally time? Because I assure you, if you do, the world will not remember your delays. It will remember your result. And your result will come not from where you've been, but from what you do today. Burning desire is not an accident. It is a decision. And your entire life, your finances, your family, your health, your freedom, waits for you to decide. Part 4, fear of time is a form of drifting. The man who fears time has already lost control of his thought. He no longer governs his imagination. He is governed by it. And I tell you, time is not chasing you. You are chasing shadows. You do not fear being behind. You fear what others might think if they see you beginning late. That fear is not real. It is the whisper of the enemy called drift. In Outwitting the Devil, I expose the true source of mediocrity. Not sin, not failure, not lack of intelligence. It is drift, the invisible enemy, the silent killer, the slow erosion of definiteness. Drift is subtle. It makes a man look busy while remaining directionless. It wraps fear in logic and delay in distraction. And worst of all, it masquerades when you say, be further by now. Who told you that? Who set that timeline? Who defined that pace? I will tell you who, a world lost in comparison. I will tell you who, a world lost in comparison. A world that confuses